Looking for an angle. Nice work by Cardoso, getting around Beers, then running the floor and finishing.
She drew two, but then the defense backed up and she was able to get her shot off.
Cardoso, wow. Through two defenders, able to bank it home.
Smooth offensive possession for NC State.
Cardoso, great position and the finish.
We're about to break down Angel Reese's nightmare start in the WNBA. From her beef with Caitlin Clark to her struggles on the court, we're covering it all. Plus, we'll reveal the hidden weapon the Sky aren't using enough. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Remember the startling figures we disclosed. They're going to create a picture that even Reese's biggest fans won't be able to resist. Is it really true? Her shooting percentage has decreased to such an extent that her college achievements seem unattainable. We can now analyze it. With her recent performance, Angel Reese left everyone in a state of shock. In a recent match, she only managed 7 points. I did say 7, yes, but worse is yet to come. Was she firing from the bottom up? Precisely 1/3. I realize that the WNBA isn't easy. Maybe she's just getting used to it. The fact that Reese had a 53.6% clip when playing for LSU is the most surprising aspect, though. She was placed 33rd among all players in her position by that metric. Passable, but nothing special. Now, her collegiate numbers are Hall of Fame worthy, especially in comparison to her WNBA stats. Here, we're not talking about a slight drop. This sudden drop has left both coaches and fans perplexed. Nonetheless, Reese's issues are not singular occurrences.
That's off all screens, so she's not getting any easy look. Reese, short, inside, Cardoso, and Reese both frustrated. Oh, and T-Spoon got teed up. Reese spinning, and as the shot clock expires, the ball goes out of bounds and it belongs to New York.
All of the Chicago Sky crew is in pain. Their record in the last 10 games is 3-7. That's exactly what happens when you enter playoff depressing zone. Wait until you learn about their shooting issues. It's already terrible enough. Consider this, despite their reputation for playing at a high level, an NBA team is only 3 for 10 from the field throughout the entire game. Just give that some thought. That is not just horrible, but historically terrible. Who do you believe is at the epicenter of this tragedy involving gunfire? Angel Reese, yes. You might be wondering right now, is it all Reese's fault? Obviously not. Last but not least, a team plays basketball. But when your best player, the one who should be leading the charge, records numbers that make bench warmers look amazing, then something is wrong. Really big. Sadly, the offense from the Sky is now as predictable as a corny romance comedy. Though it seems more like a slow motion auto accident than wizardry, everyone is expecting Reese to win the ball. Error after error, unsuccessful endeavor after unsuccessful endeavor. It's devastating to witness, and the folks who were anticipating so much must be incredibly disappointed. The fans, on the other hand, will not go down without a fight. On social media, reform calling protests are going viral. Not only changed, but benched is what they want. Yes, you read correctly. Her die-hard fans from just a few months ago are pleading with her to get back on the pine. But this is when things start to get interesting. It seems like the coaching staff is trying even harder to make Reese the focal point of the group. Despite her issues, they still run plays for her and pass the ball to her when it matters most. It's like watching someone try to start a car on empty. There's a lot of noise, but nothing moves. There are other sources of mounting pressure besides the scoreboard. For Angel Reese, basketball and fame are mutually exclusive. Who's ahead though? I'm not sure. What cost will her team and WNBA career exact? Reese's issues might initially seem to be restricted to turnovers and missed shots. On the other hand, an entirely separate game is being played off the court. Reese's devoted followers want more practice time, so she stays busy doing podcast recordings and red carpet appearances, as if she's trying to imitate LeBron James's success before she's even won a game in the professional ranks. We can now analyze it. Reese has been spotted at well-known events like the Met Gala. Certainly a little glitz and glitter can't go wrong. If your success rate with floor exercises is barely 30%, maybe it's time to ditch the fancy clothes and work out more at the gym. It's not just the incidents after all. Reese is giving her fans a peek into her personal life with the launch of her podcast. Many, meanwhile, wonder if she is disclosing too much personal information. In basketball, the mental game is just as crucial as the physical game. Furthermore, Reese never seems to be paying attention to the court, but now is where the hard part begins. Reese is dealing with more than just the usual rookie pressures. She also has to cope with the whole Caitlin Clark rivalry plot. She seems to be trying to become a superstar before she has even made a name for herself in the league. You can count on a disastrous ending. Reese has acknowledged the challenge as well. It's tough because I hate losing, and I try to go out there every night and try to be as consistent as I can, she said. But homogeneity, it's been a while since she was able to fire that shot. Where are the onlookers positioned? They are being quite honest. Outrage erupts on the internet, and what is Reese's response? She's blocking fans in every direction. It appears that her goal is to completely isolate herself from the outside world. The issue is that in this social media age, that barrier is as solid as a house of cards. Alright, let's move on to the squad. The Sky's aspirations for the postseason are dwindling as quickly as Reese's Instagram following. Her performance is hardly the only thing being discussed. Clearly, there's a problem with the team dynamic as a whole. The head coach, Teresa Weatherspoon, is drawing flack for her offensive setups and rotations. She seems committed to giving Reese the ball in spite of her seeming difficulties. Does Camila Cardoso remain a candidate? Despite her impressive stature, she appeared to be playing with one hand constrained. Sadly, Cardoso's offensive isn't connecting, and she isn't getting the attention she deserves. Like, it would be the same thing to watch a Ferrari stop in first gear. It's not just Reese who's involved now. It's about a group that encounters hardship. There is an intolerable amount of stress in the locker room. The fans are silent, the rookies are doubting their skills, and the veterans are muttering to themselves. For them, a total insurrection would be simply one more setback. Although everyone else is racing to discover answers, a hidden power is emerging in Chicago. Is the Sky's savior standing right before us? While Camila Cardoso's numbers are garnering a lot of attention, the team's greatest secret might be her actual potential.
Great give and go pass leads to an opportunity for an and one for Cardoso off the feed from Lindsay Allen. Slapped away by Reese. Carter with the nice move. Cardoso guiding in. Pass break the other way. Allen, great bounce pass to Cardoso.
And she's running hard. You gotta feed her if she's running that hard, and she does for two.
For the purpose of discussion, let's bring up Camila Cardoso. While everyone's attention is on Angel Reese, Cardoso has been quietly amassing some outstanding stats. He had a game-high 11 rebounds and 6 assists not too long ago. That might change the entire trajectory of events. Crucially, Cardoso isn't getting nearly enough attention. The Sky have a Ferrari in the garage, but they're traveling in a dilapidated minivan. Why she isn't being utilized more by the coaching staff is a mystery to many. Think about it. In a recent game, Cardoso scored goals more effectively than Reese. She scored 10 points with fewer shots and a stranglehold on the boards. Such a performance has the potential to change the game. So why doesn't she contribute more to the crime? Supporters and specialists alike are eager to learn the answer to this query. There are even others who argue that Cardoso ought to attempt 15 or more shots each game. Although it's a significant jump, her effectiveness suggests that the Sky could benefit from it. Teresa Weatherspoon, the head coach, gave Cardoso to us. She's called her different and spoken about how Cardoso's flexibility opens her new avenues for attack. That being said, there's a big gap between understanding and action. The Sky should do something, not only declare their objectives. Imagine this now, Reese and Cardoso, a formidable duo working together with ease. Already the fans have started calling them the Skyscrapers. Opposing teams could be terrified by this combination in the paint. We got a peek of it when Reese and Cardoso each recorded double-doubles in a recent game against the Indiana Fever. That kind of 1-2 combination can beat any team in the league. But Cardoso's shot volume is only one element. Locate a contented middle ground. The Sky's onslaught right now is as predictable as a bad romantic comedy. Reese is gonna get the ball, as everyone knows, and so far it hasn't succeeded. A more active involvement from Cardoso might perhaps ease some of the pressure for Reese. Give her time to regain her rhythm and breathing. Think about it. If defenses are concerned about Cardoso in the post, Reese will have more space to work with. Suddenly, the double teams could unwind. More room may become available for those contested shoots. It is accurate to argue that having multiple threats makes you more difficult to defend, as stated in Basketball 101. The mental game needs to be taken into account also. It is Reese who is carrying a heavy load right now. Every missed shot seems to hurt 10 times more. But in the event that Cardoso proves to be a reliable backup, the pressure will release. Reese may play her game without worrying that every possession will determine her life. The objective here isn't only to keep Reese in the game. The Sky's hopes of making the playoffs are highly dependent on this. Cardoso at the center of a more well-rounded offense may be the game changer. There's still time, but it's getting close.